I'm going to start on a chair today. I have a chair close by. This one does not have rolly wheels on it, so let's make note of that. We don't want anything with rolly wheels. But this one does swivel. We'll start with our feet on the floor if your feet can reach. And sit nice and a little bit towards the edge of your chair. And we're just going to focus on our upper back while we're seated here. And we're just going to think of bringing the chin straight down to our chest. Think the shoulders are going to come back and down. We're getting a nice counter stretch. And lift. We're going to turn the right to the right shoulder. And then you can take this left arm and you can reach it either behind you or place the arm behind the back to help create a little bit more of a stretch down that neck. Release, same thing, other side. Bring that arm behind. Make sure we're not arching the back too much. Release. From here, we're going to take your two hands right on the lap, and we're going to turn, look over our shoulder, our center, over the left, again over the right, and left. All right, from here, we're going to take right hand up as high as you can, bend from the elbow, place it behind the back. And we are going to use that other arm to help guide that arm down. And switch. Now, same thing when you are reaching and stretching, your rib cage is probably wants to open and arch the back, so try to think of pulling the rib cage back in and down. Keep the spine nice and straight. And go ahead and take both of those hands. We're going to bring them behind. You can either interlace them behind your back, just like that. Pull the shoulders back and down, opening up that chest. Keeping the chin lifted. Taking a few deep breaths with those shoulders pulled back. And then you can also reach behind and grab onto the chair and lean forward and use that as a nice little counter stretch here as well. Right, from here, we're going to take and turn. You can then take your right hand, put it behind the chair, give yourself a little bit of a twist. Staying within a range of motion that is comfortable. And same thing, other side. Turn. Behind. All right, hands together in the front. We're going to interlock the fingers. We're going to press them out. And then from here, we're going to press all the way forward as if you were going to try to press your spine right out. Press, press, press. And inhale up. Take it out. All right, back to center. We're going to go hands up and then close in. Squeeze elbows together, hands together, and then open. And then we're going to pull the elbows into the side, up, in, and out, down. One more, we're going to add on. We're going to close the hands in together. I want you to send those hands straight up and straight down. Try to keep those elbows together for as long as you can. Open and in. Give those a squeeze back in front, so your palms are facing your face, as we go all the way up until the arms have to come apart. And release. All right, arms are feeling good. let's go ahead with those hands. We're gonna do a couple nerve glides, just the basics. So we're gonna go pinkies to thumbs, ring fingers to thumbs, middle finger to thumbs, pointer to thumbs. And then do that a few times. Think of it like, how fast can you go? And then you're gonna hold, squeeze. If you had like clothespins, and you're squeezing clothespins, give each one a little squeeze. Good, now press hands together. Point it up, and we're just gonna add that rotation. Fingertips point out slowly until we reach them down, up, down. Try to keep those shoulders down. One more. Good, all right, you're gonna shake them out. From here, now you can either come into a standing position and do a forward fold, or if you are seated in your chair, you can bring the knees either a little bit apart, and you're basically just going to reach down towards the floor, let the head hang out. We're going to give a little stretch here, touching the floor. Now, if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring the knees out a little wider and let your upper body come through. If you feel like being a little pretzel today. And then same thing, you can also come off the chair and just come into a forward fold. If you are working with a chair that has wheels on it, sit it back down. We're going to go into a figure four. Same thing, this can be done seated or standing. We're going to take that right foot, bring it up as high as you can in a comfortable position, guiding that knee down. You might feel a little bit of tightness down the outside of the knee into the hip. Stay within comfortable range. And if you need to reduce some of that pressure, you can lean back a little bit more. If you want to increase that stretch, you're going to lean more forward. And if you can't get your leg all the way up there, feel free to cross them at the ankles and then lean forward this way. It's another good way to modify. As long as you have that leg turned out, you'll still feel some of that stretch there. Good. Do a couple ankle rolls, roll that foot around. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Then we're going to stand after this and use the back of the chair. Hold here, leaning forward as needed. Ankle rolls. And release. All right, we're going to come to standing. I'm going to move my chair a little bit out of the way. All right, so from here, you can do either holding on to just the back of the chair for some support. You're gonna go right foot in front and come into a nice high lunge position, stretching all the way through that back hip flexor. Now chair's there for support, a wall, a desk, or you can make yourself work a little bit harder and just hold it. Make that leg heat up a little bit. Work that quad. You can bend and straighten. And switch legs. Same thing, other side. And focus where you kind of want that stretch to be the most. If you want more of a stretch in the hip flexor, you're going to make sure that you're a little bit more upright and focusing the stretch here. You can also press the heel more down into the floor if you want a little bit more of a calf stretch. Step together. Now again, a desk, a wall, or a chair. You're going to step back so that you're in about like a right angle, more or less. I got my big comfy sweater on, so don't mind me today. We're going to reach all the way back. Let the head come through the shoulders. And you can soften the knees and bring a bent knee, but you really want to think of stretching our hamstrings here, but as well as our upper back. And then roll up and through, walk it in. And then walk it back out. We're gonna repeat that one more time. Bring it out. Now think of your hands wherever they are touching, whether that's a wall or a desk. You should be able to take your hands off that chair. Take a nice stretch. Good, and walk it back up. We're gonna reach for our foot and take it into a quad stretch. Test your balance if you like. Right, other side. Touch your nose if you feel like you're gonna fall. I think that does work. Good. All right, we're going to take it into a nice wide stance here. So point those toes towards your diagonals, and we're going to slowly come down. Hands can support, or you can hold on to chair, desk, wall, whatever's stable. Bring it down. Use those hands to help open and press the knees outwards. And then you can very ever so slightly drop a shoulder. Same thing other side. Drop a shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. Good, and stand it up. We're gonna do 3 sumo squats, nice and slow, just to really make those quads and hip flexors really stretch. So a lot of people forget that when you do these weighted, when you're actually just doing the workout, you're doing weighted stretching. Last one, we're gonna hold it in that nice squat position. Think of bringing those shoulders above the hips. A little bit of work. And then stand it up, walk those feet in just a little bit so they're about shoulder width. And then we're gonna come and bring it into a forward fold. Reach for those toes. To the floor to finish out in our butterfly position and a hamstring stretch. All right, take it down. We'll press those feet together and then scooch, 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 scooch on in. And then you can flap your little butterfly wings. And then if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can go ahead and lean forward, pull yourself forward, targeting those hip flexors a little bit more. You can also take the hands off and reach forward, touch the floor. Get a nice upper back stretch as well as a hip flexor stretch. Those adductors. All right, sit it up, sit it back, straighten out those legs in front. And one of my favorites is just this seated position. We're just gonna hold, let yourself relax, zone out. You got about 45 seconds of just hanging out in this position. Bring yourself over, relax the muscles throughout the legs. If you notice that you are tensing around your knees or in your quads, release, take some deep breaths, close your eyes, feel the stretch down the back of the neck. Reach a little bit further. Take a few deep breaths. One last time and roll it up. Good job. Take a head roll. shoulders, roll them up and back. You're good. That is it for today. That's all we have time for. I will see you next time in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time.